We've got John Dowling from who's the owner of Grunt Pork from southern New South Wales. Welcome, John, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for joining us today. And could you tell us a bit about yourself and the industry you work with, the pork industry? And I certainly love those salamis. And could you describe a bit about your background?
Okay, so I actually left school at the age of 16 and went and did a certificate 3 and 4 in agriculture for 2 years at when Murrumbidgee Ag College existed, which is now a part of Tokau. I then did a couple of years of work experience on farms. So we did, the first guy I worked for, we did hay contracting. So we made a lot of hay for other farmers as well as ourselves, as well as for him. And then I ventured off into northern New South Wales for a year and drove all the big machinery and did all that sort of thing. Yeah, did some work with some sheep and cows. Then I actually enrolled in Orange Ag College when it was Orange Ag College. All the institutes that I actually did my secondary or my tertiary education through are now closed, unfortunately, in agriculture. That doesn't mean there's not some very good ones out there. I then took on farm management roles, growing crop. So I was a cropping manager for 10 years. And then we decided to go into pigs. So what started out with running 2 pigs next to the house where we were living then became a pig farm. And then a pig farm introduced a small goods business. And yeah, now we are pig farmers and charcuteriers, I guess you would say. So from there, the pig industry is controversial at the moment. And I think a lot of the reason for that is a lot of misinformation. My pigs are a little bit different because we run indoor outdoor, which I like to think is a hybrid of both free range farming and commercial farming, so that we're not one or the other. We are very much, I like to think I give my animals the best of both worlds. So when they need to come in, they come in, and when it's a nice day outside and the weather's looking great, they can go out and have a wallow. And yeah, so different production stages, I feel, call for different measures. You don't want to be putting tiny little weaner pigs out in pouring rain at 3 degrees because they don't have any wool or fur or anything to keep them warm. So we just run our pigs the way we feel is the best for our operation, and every operation is different. And the salami side of things was a really big move into food science. And yeah, that was a totally new industry for me. So yeah, it very much opened my eyes up to butchering, fermenting raw meat, making cabana, making bacon, how smokers work. Don't get me wrong, we've had our failures, but we have also had some great success with what we've been doing. So it's been an awesome journey, and maybe there would be a few changes I'd make along the way, but I would seriously recommend just getting in and having a crack in agriculture. It doesn't matter if you don't know exactly what you're up to or if you just feel like you might enjoy it. I would seriously recommend just having a crack. I've done everything from about the only thing I haven't really got into is the aquaculture side of things. Done a little bit of hort, but not a lot, which horticulture. But yeah, new industries can be exciting, and you really won't know whether you enjoy it or not until you have a go. Yeah, if you don't necessarily enjoy being cooped up inside and you love the outdoors and doing things with your hands, by all means have a crack at ag.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. And you've mentioned something really important there, that careers in agriculture, fisheries and forestry are diverse. You can be out, if you're interested in working outdoors, you can work outdoors. If you want to work inside, you can work inside. There's so many different roles that it's not necessarily all about it being outdoors all the time or indoors. So I guess there's so many options in terms of the opportunities, and whether it is the perception, we're going back to that perception of agriculture equals old man on a tractor, that there is such a diversity in the roles that exist. and I think also that the roles that we play really comes down to what you make of it and what you want to get out of it. And I think especially in your business as well, being a business manager, you've diversified and you've value added your product. So in some ways, you've taken the product that you've produced and you've transformed it into a product that's ready to sell. And so you control that whole supply chain in many ways, which is very smart business management. And I think a lot of businesses, the only way they can survive today is to be able to do that. So congratulations to you and your ability to do that, given the challenges of the last few years. Thanks, John. That's wonderful. Thanks for your insights, and it's really valuable insights there.